Baku as the 5 red lights come on here in Baku. And they're out as TJ leads us away down into turn 1. TJ gets a great start. Lime on the inside though. Contact with TJ as they're ghosting and hopping over each other as there's a cyber around in the background. TJ gets through with 3 wide. Oh no, that is Zampa done. Yep, Zampa's around. And you just knew that was going to happen. You absolutely knew that was going to happen. Scones in the Aston Martin around and down to the back. Ollie Bean's lost loads of positions down to P8. And it is a VSC already on lap 1. As also we see Fackery with damage. D. Summers, I don't believe is damage. Andrew, we see Northy, or that may have been Page with damage. There's green flag racing we go. Ollie Bean loses out to Gunner. As Lanky going to try and get through on Ollie Bean. Has to lift off a little bit as RJ in the wall. Big crunch of the wall. And RJ may have to come in for a new front wing as well. Many drivers into the box on lap 1. And this just shows you how important it is to keep your nose clean on lap 1. As Andrew now on the outside of D. Summers into turn 1. Can he find a way through? D. Summers keeps the place. Trying to battle with Sci-Fi Mega Hype. Down into turn 3. Side by side they go. Can they keep it clean? And Ledgeman gonna get through into P5. Playing a cam in behind Lanky. Getting ahead of Sci-Fi Mega Hype down into turn 1. Still Sci-Fi Mega Hype is there. But washes out wide. Opens the door to D. Summers on the outside. Side by side they go down into turn 2. And D. Summers gets around the outside of Sci-Fi Mega Hype. As Andrew also following this position. As the yellow flag is out. And it may be Northy. Northy's gone deep. And a lovely reverse. And oh my lord, Page is out. Page is out. That's a safety car. That was a hilarious camera angle. And damage under the safety car for someone. Not quite sure who it is. It's Gunner now on the inside of Ledgeman down into turn 1. Gunner gonna send it on Ledgeman. And Gunner gets through into P4. But damage for Gunner. And the driver from the United Arab Emirates now on the outside of Gunner. Can he send him deep? Zampa's retired in the pit lane as SNZ around the outside of Gunner. Can he get a lovely move? It is a lovely move from SNZ as Ollie Beans left the session. As TJ now on the outside of Lime. Contact between the Aston Martin and the Alpine. Fackery also involved here as well. Can Andrew find a way through on Sci-Fi Mega Hype on the outside? Side by side they go down into turn 3. Contact between Andrew and Sci-Fi Mega Hype. Sci-Fi Mega Hype not giving up the ghost just yet despite his damage. And Andrew possibly frustrated him behind the V-carb there. And with DRS engaged on the rear of the Aston Martin. Can he find a way through? As TJ going to go to the inside. Risky place to be going for a move. But TJ now can he outbrake the Aston Martin down into turn 1. Side by side they go. So close as the racing. Lime leaves him the room on the inside. But Lime with a lovely defensive move to keep ahead of TJ. And TJ has to filter in behind as we see Fackery swapping with Sci-Fi. Sci-Fi dropping back behind Dub Z as well. As Lime now on the inside makes himself known as he tries to send it through on Sci-Fi Mega Hype. So almost contact Lime. Almost into the wall. As Sci-Fi Mega Hype trying to find a way back through again on the Aston Martin. But Lime may have done enough just to get ahead of Sci-Fi Mega Hype as D. Summers gets ahead of Northy as well here. Or may have been Tier 3 champion. I'll need to double check. That is Crimson. Battling with Sci-Fi and Sci-Fi. Big damage for Sci-Fi Mega Hype and a VSC. As Sci-Fi into the rear Crimson and Sci-Fi is just taken out. Crimson under the VSC. I do not believe what I've just seen. TJ's using this opportunity. As Crimson's retired! Crimson crashed into the wall! I don't believe it! I do not Adam and Eve it! A very tricky job, but Dubsy actually going to pull to the inside and let through Lime. Dub doesn't want to worry about the leaders in the battle, as Lime now heading after the Red Bull as RJ out of the... Whoa, 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 whoa! What was that? What was that? Restart, and it's been a bit camp for the last half a lap as Dubsy now on the inside of Andrew. And Dub in the McLaren through into P3. Dub now all over the rear of Andrew, almost into the wall, has a little brush of the wall. Dub now trying to find his way through on Andrew as they charge down the straight. Dub possibly slightly annoyed with his time penalty because that could potentially cost him a podium here in one of his greatest drives of the season. To Dub. Meanwhile, Lime on the... Oh, he's bumped the rear of TJ as he's now going to try and send it down into turn 2. TJ forcing him to the inside as we get a horrible camera angle contact between TJ and Lime now. And Lime gets on through. And TJ with a big send. Lime leaving the space on the inside. But lovely racing there from Lime. Left the room and nothing more. That was such a risky move from TJ, but brilliant battling between the two. I think TJ now knows Lime has the pace in these hard tyres. He's just trying to force Lime into an error at this point. TJ desperately trying to use these hard tyres, or these medium tyres, to stay with Lime. Washes but wide! Into the wall goes TJ! TJ into the wall, and that's handed Lime the win, surely! TJ with damage as he exited the final corner, and he's lost DRS now. And surely TJ now is just going to coast it home until the end. And after winning in Japan, will win in back-to-back races. The Aston Martin of Lime mounting a late title charge here in round 9. And Lime will win in Baku for the 4th time this season. Lime picks up a victory, and Lime now has an outside chance at the championship victory. Meanwhile, TJ finishes P2, which means he will take the championship lead here in Baku, followed by Brabazsi, who started last, will finish on the podium. It's a last to P3. Andrew finishes just a 10th out of that 3-second margin. Scones into P5, followed by Ty Clear, who on these mediums almost lost out to Factory towards the end, but Ty Clear will finish P6, limiting the damage done by TJ's P2. And there you have it. Lime wins for the 4th time this season, his 2nd in a row after winning last time out in Japan, as he starts to make a late title charge with 3 rounds to go as we head to Silverstone next time out. Meanwhile, TJ, who would get pole and the fastest lap and finish P2 as well, takes the championship lead as we get closer and closer to the end of the season. Meanwhile, Brabazsi, starting from last, gets all the way up to P3 in one of the best drives of the season, along with Andrew finishing P4 with his best finish of the season as well. As we look at the standings, Lime has climbed all the way up to P4 in the championship, as TJ has taken a championship lead, 8 points ahead of Ty Clear. Meanwhile, Stephen Beecham in P3 missed last week's race, has got a lot to do to climb back up, but can he do anything to halt the momentum of Lime as we head to Silverstone next time out for round 10 in this 12-round calendar? Who will win in Tier 2? Still all to play for. Make sure to like, follow and subscribe and send this to your nan. I've been WHF Farrell. Thank you all for watching and goodbye.